a world of pathetic liberal potholes, he's a truck full of hot constitutional asphalt. Mark Levin. Call him now at 877-381-3811.
Let's go to Bob, a Democrat, Lincoln, Nebraska, the great KLIN. Go.
Hey, Mark, I love your show. I'm actually, you could call me a classical libertarian.
Okay.
But I will say
I'm
that
just calling you what my call screener said you said.
No, well, I voted Democrat in the past. But what I will say is that your point about Trump is spot on. The guy is a perfect projection. He's like a holograph of what the GOP has become. Arrogant, materialistic, narcissistic, run by people like Rove and the Bushes who pay lip service to the issues that moral conservatives like yourself care about, but they don't really care about it. So it makes perfect sense that he'd be leading in the polls. He's a phony, just like Mitt Romney and just like all the other rhinos. But unfortunately, they're a perfect illustration, a representation.
Let me, I got it. Let me make a guess. You're a Ron Paul guy?
Actually, no, I'm not.
Well, who do you support?
I wrote the book Conservative Comebacks to Liberal Lies. I'm a classical libertarian.
Okay. So I'm not sure what these phrases mean anymore. What does that mean? You're not a classical liberal. You're a classical libertarian. What does that mean?
Well, I'm a classical liberal, just like all of the founding fathers of American conservatism before it.
Well, Edmund Burke was not a classical libertarian. You can't say that.
No, he was a classical liberal, Mark.
In some ways, yes, but he was also more of a traditionalist.
And the same with Kirk and T.S. Eliot and all the founders of America. Look, I'm agreeing with you.
No, I'm not. I'm trying. I understand. I'm just trying to get more information. My problem is this, Bob. Whatever labels we use, these apparatchiks are killing our country. I don't care what party they're in. I think you're agreeing with me.
Like the word conservative. It's just another 13-letter word or 12 letters, because anybody can call themselves a conservative these days. But the fact of the matter, and by the way, you're spot on about Ron Paul. He's an anti-Semite. He's not a moral, traditional conservative. He's a total fraud. And just like most of these people who are running for the Republican nomination.
Well, so who do you support? I'm just curious. Help me out here. What kind of candidate do you support, or who do you support?
Well, I support candidates who, in the last election, I voted for Alan Keyes. Why? Because he believes in what...
Wait a minute. The last election you voted for... Well, Alan Keyes didn't get anywhere.
Well, that's true, but I voted my conscience, and that's what Adam said to do. It's the most...
Here's the deal. I want to elect a conservative and defeat Obama. So if I vote for Alan Keyes, that's not going to get me there if I write him in. If I vote for Ron Paul, that's not going to get me there. If I vote for Trump, that sure as hell's not going to get me there. You see my point?
No, I vote on principle. I'm a principle. Hey, look, the things to me that are most important are what are enshrined in our founding documents. Most specifically, Mark, our founding national chart. I read your book, Men in Black. It's a fantastic book. And if only people would vote their conscience and vote principally. For example, if you don't believe in the God-given inalienable right to life, that we are endowed by our Creator with that inalienable right to life from the very beginning of biological development, that's the foundation. If you don't believe in that, and if you're not willing to support that, then what good is it to talk about taxes or illegal immigration?
Well, you are. Let me slow you down. You're quite right. That's Lockean mostly, but you're quite right.
So all I'm saying is that it makes perfect sense to me that Donald Trump or Mitt Romney or any of these phonies. I mean, look at Romney. The guy signed in $50 abortions 2 years after his pro-life conversion, and all the Christian, pro-family and pro-life groups were backing him because they got bought off by all of his money. We get the compromised candidates, Mark, we deserve. If people would listen to you more often and really study and know what they believe in and have the faith and courage to vote exactly what they believe in, have their vote be an accurate depiction and representation of exactly what they believe in, then our country wouldn't be in the mess that they do. But we so easily compromise what it is that we say we believe in. So in the last election, we compromised, and guess who we ended up with? The compromised candidate for the compromised party, John McCain, basically a liberal Democrat.
Really, really an awful candidate. Absolute disaster. And here's another one. What is his philosophy? I don't even know what it is. All right, Bob. Very interesting and provocative call. I thank you, sir. I don't know that I agree with everything, but excuse me. But at least the guy's making some thoughtful comments. And, you know, if I don't agree with somebody, they're making relatively thoughtful comments, I'm going to let them go. Speak. That is, I'm going to let them speak their mind.